I can't believe it's been over 2 months since the last best team. No, really though. January is a bad month for YouTube when it comes to ads. I gotta make my money as this is my job, so I decided to do it in February instead. Best teams will now resume every 2 weeks like always from here on out though. But dang, we're already pretty much done with black and white, but we still got a ways to go in Unova. Like I mentioned in the Snivy video, Unova has its own special charm about it, meaning you can only use Pokemon native to its region. It made the team building for this video a lot more limited, and personally I have more fun when I have limited options, and I also find it easier to build a team. Gotta give a shout out to my mod GF Shmeo though from Twitch. Without this guy's guidance, sometimes team building can be super hard. Alrighty though, enough of the shoutouts. Before we get into our team, let me explain what a best team is. A best team is a team of 6 Pokemon that is designed for the absolute best performance for its said Pokemon game. The team usually revolves around a best starter, but since we're using alternate starters, our team of 6 will be revolving around Samurott, specifically for Pokemon Black and White. Each team member is designed to do well against certain gym leaders, Elite Four members, champion, rival, and the evil team leaders. In the end, we have a team that does well against all the most important battles in game. When making this team, we do provide movesets for each of the Pokemon. We include TM moves, but we do not allow egg moves in our post-game trainer moves. One more thing before we get started too. Black and White 2 will have their own separate videos. This Samurott video will be for Pokemon Black and White only. Alright, now let's actually get into the video. So as the title of the video shows, our starter Pokemon is Oshawott. Samurott to me is the second best starter for Pokemon Black and White. Water Pokemon actually do decently well in a Unova playthrough. On top of that, Samurott has great special attack and physical attack, being able to take advantage of all the moves it has, stab and coverage wise. I'm not a huge fan of its design, but I will admit, with the coverage it has, it comes in handy in a lot of situations. 70 base speed may not be the fastest, but it's not the slowest starter Pokemon out there. If anything, it's average. I think you guys are going to enjoy the moveset I gave the Samurott. It's very fun and you can take advantage of its coverage on both sides of physical attack and special attack. Samurott's moveset is basic but fun. We got Surf, Aqua Tail, Mega Horn, and Blizzard. Surf can be found from Charon right before Twist Mountain. Aqua Tail is a level up move that can be learned at level 44. Mega Horn can be taught via Mover Learner, and Blizzard can be found in the Icarus Mart for 7,000 Pokédollars. For earlier moves, consider using Water Gun, Razor Shell, and Revenge. Revenge is very important against Lenora. At this point in the game, you will mainly only be using Oshawott, so level it up to 25 before you evolve it in the Duat, that way it learns Revenge. Revenge isn't needed against Lenora, but I think it could come in handy. If you think you can take her on without it, then go for it. Another option is to capture a temporary fighting Pokemon, which I explained a little later in the video. These Pokemon are Throw and Sock, depending on which version you have, or Timber. These are good temporary Pokemon to use against her. Another fighting Pokemon will be replacing them later on though, as I think that this fighting Pokemon is much better. Moving past fighting Pokemon though, all these moves on Samurott can do well against Charon's Liepard and superior once against Megahorn, Bianca's team except for Stoutland, Clay's Crocroc and Excadrill, Drayden and Iris' team with Blizzard, Chantel's Golurk and Chandelure, Grimsley's Crocodile and Liepard, Caitlyn's team, and Zekrom or Reshiram, Archeops and Zoroark, and Zekrom or Reshiram depending on which version you got, Archeops and Zoroark, and finally Ghetsis' Hydreigon. Coming up next, we have a temporary member being Pansear. Now, I would never have anyone use Pansear on their team permanently because it's just plain awful. Japan also agrees. However, you can pick it up temporarily for the battle against Silent. Silent has a Pansage, and Pansear can be used to take on that. Later on, once you reach Route 4, you can go ahead and pick up the permanent fire Pokemon of our team, Darmanitan. Darumaka can be found right above Castelia City on Route 4, and yes, it can be used against Berg. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Darmanitan is incredible. This Pokemon is so great competitively and in an in-game playthrough. Look at its stats. Look at its move access. This is a phenomenal fire Pokemon. I think Darmanitan is the best fire Pokemon you can use in Black and White, easily. With how well Emboar did in its best team debut, you need a fire Pokemon. Darmanitan, in my opinion, actually does better than Emboar in Pokemon Black and White because it just hits harder and it's faster. Welcome back, Darmanitan. I am glad to have you on another best team. Coming into Darmanitan's moveset, we have Flare Blitz / Fire Punch, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Bulk Up. Flare Blitz is the obvious choice for stab, but if you don't want to have to worry about recoil, then you can use Fire Punch instead. Fire Punch can be learned at level 22, and Flare Blitz at level 33. Rock Slide can be found inside a Mr. Alton Cave on the 2nd floor. Rock Slide is great for other types, and hey, it's coverage. Earthquake can be found at the bottom of the Relic Castle in the Desert Resort. As for Darmanitan's last move, you can use Work Up. Work Up can be obtained from the first gym leader. Before you get Darmanitan's final moveset, you can use all the other earlier fire stab moves it gets. While waiting for some coverage attacks, Hammer Arm is an option as well as Rock Tomb. With these moves, the Darmanitan is well against Berg's team aside from Dwebble, Elisa's Emolga with Rock Tomb, which can be found in the Relic Castle, Bryson's entire team, Grimsley's Bisharp, and Klinklang and Archeops, just be careful. Ghetsis' Bisharp, Charon's Simisear and Sigilyph with Earthquake, but be careful though, and Bianca's Simisear. We have a new best team member joining us today. Class, let me introduce you to Excadrill. God, this Pokemon is amazing. Great speed, great attack, and it's the best ground-type Pokemon I think you can get in Unova, other than Landorus, of course. Drillbur can be found in the Dust Clouds inside of Wellspring Cave. It's a really early Pokemon you can capture, and it will be a long-time great member for this team. We also found our solution to Elesa, because not only does Drillbur have access to the power to destroy her electric types, it also has Rock Slide for her Emolga. So Excadrill is definitely your check for defeating her. There's one downside to Excadrill though, and that's its secondary typing of Steel. Unfortunately, the only Steel move it has access to is Metal Claw, but Mayday, Iron Head, nope, only by move tutor in Pokemon Black and White too. Sorry comment section, better luck next time. Crocodile is another option, but we already have so many checks for Psychic and Ghost Pokemon, where its Dark typing would just be completely useless. Excadrill, this performs better than Crocodile does as well. Excadrill's moveset I think is the best it can get in terms of stab and coverage, so let's get into it. We got Earthquake, Rock Slide, Aerial Ace, and Shadow Claw. Earthquake can be learned at level 36, Rock Slide can be learned at level 29, Aerial Ace can be found in Mistralton City, and Shadow Claw can be found on the Celestial Tower. Early moves for Excadrill can be Bulldoze, and that can be obtained from Clay after defeating him, and obtained from him when he clears his Spiderweb away from Charredstone Cave. Dig is also another option you can have, and that can be learned at level 19. With these moves, Excadrill does great against Elace's Zebstrika, Clay's Excadrill, Chantel's and Caitlin's team, Bianca's Musharna line, En's Caracosta and Klinklang, Gets's Bisharp and Koffagurgis. And you can also use Aerial Ace on some fighting Pokemon, but that's a little crazy for me. It's unfortunate that its second typing gets wasted, but it is what it is, I guess. Shadow Claw can also be used against a lot of Psychic and Ghost type Pokemon, and that's pretty much all for Excadrill. Let's welcome another new best team member, being Leavanny. Now, I'm usually not a fan of Leavanny, but then I did a little research on it and found it can actually be pretty handy on a Unova journey. Its unique typing of Bug and Grass can come in handy in certain situations, especially with all the Dark and Psychic Pokemon crawling around Unova. Its high attack stat, along with powerful stabs in both categories of its typings, it can dent Pokemon in important battles. Unlike some Unovan Pokemon, a Pokemon may have a high attack stat, physical, or special, and that Pokemon will only have limited moves into the stat that's greater. For example, Unfezza has a high physical attack stat, right? But it has limited options for that stat. All of its attacks are special aside from like 2, and they are even all that great. Leavanny, on the other hand, has all the physical moves it can need practically. You also get access to X-Scissor at level 39, which is amazing. It also gets Razor Leaf and Bug Bite early on, which are nearly base 60 power. Razor Leaf being 55, but still. People sleep on Leavanny. I want to show how great it can be in a playthrough. Leavanny's moveset is pretty straightforward to say the least. We have Leaf Blade and X-Scissor for stab, and Aerial Ace and Return for coverage. For earlier stab attacks, use Razor Leaf and Bug Bite like I mentioned earlier. All its stab moves can be learned via level up. Aerial Ace can be found in Mistralton City, and Return can be found in the Nabasa City Pokemon Mart. With all these moves, Leavanny can help out against Charon's Panpour/Simipour, and Sandile and Boldore, Clay's Crocrock and Palpitoad, Chantel's Jellicent and Golurk, Grimsey's Crocodile, Gets's Seismitoad, Berg's Leavanny, Bianca's Munna/Musharna and Pan/Simisage, Charon's Liepard, and Sandile and Zoroark, Grimsey's Liepard and Crocodile, Caitlin's team aside from Sigilyph, and Gets's Hydreigon. For Aerial Ace, all grass Pokemon and bug Pokemon, fighting Pokemon are also good as well. Overall, I really enjoy Leavanny, and I hope you guys enjoy using it on your playthrough. Welcome back to another veteran to the team that we haven't seen in a while, and it's actually Scrafty. Scraggy can be found on Route 4, right above Castelia City. Now, I am aware that there were other fighting Pokemon options before having access to Scraggy, one being Timber and the other two being Sock and Throw. Now, I will say the Timber line is excellent. The problem with it is it's a Trade Evolution Pokemon. You guys despise Trade Evolution Pokemon on these teams, so I stopped doing them. Sock and Throw are decent, I guess. The problem is that they are version exclusive to either Black or White. Personally, I feel Sock is better because it's faster. However, it is only exclusive to Pokemon Black. Being version exclusive sucks. Throw is too slow, that's why I don't find it as useful. If you want to capture one of these fighting Pokemon for Lenora though, you can. I just don't recommend keeping them all game because to me, Scrafty is more useful and you still get it relatively early. So moving more on to the Scrafty line, it gets access to a bunch of moves, has fun stats, and has one of the best combinations of Pokemon pre-Gen 6 being Fighting and Dark. Fighting type is a dominant typing in Unova, as demonstrated with Emboar. Having Dark type added is just a bonus. Other fighting Pokemon will get dominated by the Psychic Pokemon and Ghost Pokemon. It absolutely decimates 3 out of the 4 Elite Four members, as well as a lot of other Psychic, Dark, and Ghost Pokemon across Unova. It's such a great Pokemon for Unova, and I want to show people again how great it is. Getting into a moveset for Scrafty, we have Brick Break and Crunch for stab, and for coverage we have Rock Slide and Dragon Claw. Brick Break and Crunch can be both learned via level up at levels 20 for Brick Break and 38 for Crunch. High Jump Kick is also another option, but I prefer accuracy over power. If you want to use it as your option for fighting coverage, you can, and that can be learned at level 31. Rock Slide can be found in Mistralton Cave on the second floor in the northwest corner. Dragon Claw can be found in Victory Road on the third floor. With all these moves, Scrafty does well against Bianca's Muna/Musharna and Sigilyph, Chantel's team, Kaylin's entire team, Charon's Lipard, Bianca's Statland, Clay's Excadrill, Bryson's team, Grimsley's team, End's Boldor, Pharaohseed, Clink, Archeops, Vanillux, Zorok, and Klinklang, Gets' Bouffalant, Bisharp, and Hydreigon, End's Legendary Dragons, Charon's Pidovline, End's Darumaka, Sigilyph, Joltik, Reshiram, White only, Vanillux, and Archeops, Elisa's Emolgas, Skyla's team, be mindful of Swanna, Bryson's team, this Pokemon kicks ass. How does this Pokemon find itself onto every dang Unova best team I make? Hi Sigilyph, welcome back again. I've said it so many times. Great move pool, great stats, and a fun typing. We need a flyer, and Sig is the best Pokemon for the job. It outclasses all other flying Pokemon in this game with its versatility and amazing stats. Psychic typing also does better as a secondary typing versus other flying Pokemon across the Unova region. I've explained enough. If you want better explanations, check out the other Unova best teams. Sig's moveset is a lot of fun to use, as you guys will see shortly once again. So I'm going to use the same moveset as we did in the Snivy best team for Sig, being Fly, Air Slash, Flash Cannon, and Psychic. We need to waste a move slot for Fly because no one wants to be able to not fly. Fly can be obtained from Bianca right outside of Driftville City. Psychic can be learned via level up at level 44. Air Slash can also be learned via level up at level 41, and Flash Cannon can be found in Twist Mountain. I think this moveset is the best for Sigilyph as it only really needs Flash Cannon as coverage. Its rock weakness is taken care of. For early stab moves, use Psybeam and Air Cutter. With all these moves, Sig is great against Berg's team aside from Dwebble, Bryson's team, but why? Marshall's team, End's Archeops, Charon's Gigalith, and Emboar. Sig has a wide move pool, so depending on what you want to use, it can be effective in just the teams I mentioned. Like I always say, if there's a move you don't like on Sig, then change it up. Its move pool allows that. Well, that pretty much wraps up the best team for Pokemon Black and White Samurott Edition. I'm not too fond of the Oshawott line, but I will say this team looks super great, and personally for me, I think it's one of the best teams built. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below though, and tell me if you would change anything. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and other kinds of content like Pokemon battles, shiny hunting, Zelda, Fire Emblem, and even Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky speedruns, which I will be continuing soon. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Fly Jubilee, Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Pal491, The Lazy Leo, Matthew Young, Austin Lego, and Dirt Wheels Austin did, and I wanted to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.